Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ. And first of all, before hopping into this team reveal and in the introduction of this franchise, I want to first thank all you guys who voted for the team we're going to use in this franchise. And right off the bat, man, I'm going to get straight to it, man. And first off, we're going to start out with storylines. So what are storylines? So pretty much how I do my franchise, I like to keep my subscribers, I like to keep the people that are viewing this, I want to give the people what they want. I want to keep you guys in this franchise. I want to keep you guys into the series. So what we're going to do is introduce what I'm going to call storylines. And what these storylines are is each week after a video, you're going to react to it. And I know you guys already comment on videos, but that's not what I'm talking about. You guys are going to create storylines that may or may not occur in this franchise. So going forward, for example, say we just got finished, we're with the Brewers, we just got finished with a series and we lose to the Cubs. What you guys might submit is something like this: breaking news, Brewers have suspended Ryan Braun for 10 games due to a confrontation with manager Craig Counsell after the Brewers extra inning loss to the Cubs. So if that were to happen and I chose that storyline, I would make that happen in the franchise. So this could be anything from injuries to late game scratches. This could be anything, any storyline that I might want to fit into this franchise. It may be just a storyline to some player who was signed off the streets and all of a sudden is a minor league sensation, something like that. It could be anything. And to add to that, man, I'm going to get this storylines thing going with the first storyline. And this one's big news to start out this series. First, we need to reveal the team. So I mean, I can't lie. The votes were obviously in one team's favor, and that was definitely, no doubt, the Milwaukee Brewers. But I started to think about it. Let's look at their roster. So how much do I really need to build? Because I remember I want to kind of do a rebuild, but how much do I really need to build with the Brewers? If you look at their catcher position, this is a position we might need to build a little bit. Manny Pena is definitely not the long-term solution. Ryan Braun at first base, he's there right now, but he's really an outfielder, but he's playing there because there's a logjam in outfielder. Eric Thames is right behind him. So Eric Thames, remember how good he was last year? He's actually probably going to be starting this year on the bench because, I mean, he hit 31 home runs. Remember, he got up to that hot start last year, but he's going to be on the bench. So first base is kind of solidified. Second baseman is solidified. Third base is good. Shortstop Arcia is there. Christian Yelich, Lorenzo Cain. So I don't really have too much wiggle room on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, with our pitching rotation, I'm definitely going to have to do some things, but it's not like the Brewers are far off. And one thing I did already do, I did this team last year. So redoing them again this year, I don't know. There's just something a little bit lackluster about it. So here's what I decided to do. I decided to remove all the Brewers votes. I'm sorry if you voted for the Brewers, but I decided to see who finished second, and it actually was super, super close. And let's look at the teams it came down to. It came down to the Baltimore Orioles. And if you look at them with Manny Machado, they have a $104 million team budget, 19th ranked in the MLB, in the AL East. So that will be fun in the AL East with the Yankees and the Red Sox. But the other team, the Miami Marlins, look at them though. They are just horrible. 29th ranked, $71 million in budget. So this would be amazing to rebuild them. So this is who I'm going to go with, the Miami Marlins. And speaking of storylines, there's a reason why I want to do this, but look at their minor league affiliates before hopping into this storyline, the first major big storyline. Look at their affiliates, the New Orleans Baby Cakes and the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Which one of you guys want to be a Jumbo Shrimp? Because breaking news, the Miami Marlins will be holding open trials for their MILB affiliates this Sunday in Jupiter, Florida. Please submit your info if you are interested in a trial. So what does that mean? That means that I need you guys to create your prospects, submit your info, just like our NCAA Dynasty series. If you don't know what that was like, I suggest you check out that series on my channel, the Marquette series and the Indiana Hoosier series. But this time, you guys are going to submit a lot more information. Why? Because this game is a lot deeper. As far as how you progress and all of that, it's a lot deeper. So I need you guys to submit your positions. We're going to check out the Miami Marlins roster, but if you're a pitcher, you need to submit. Are you a fastball? Is your fastball your best pitch? Is your slider your best pitch? Your changeup your best pitch? Are you a starter that can go long games but maybe give up a lot of hits? Or do you strike out a lot of guys but have low stamina? Or are you a guy that's a relief pitcher that can come in and just shut it down? Are you a closer? Are you a guy that can come in off the bench no matter what game it is and just shut it down with runners in scoring position? Can you do that? Are you a catcher, one of those overlooked catchers that has that unbelievable defense with great power but is just so slow? Or are you a second baseman or shortstop who basically is a utility player? I mean, the possibilities are just endless with this, and I need you to specify. I'm going to give you guys a template in the description, but are you a lefty? Are you a righty? Do you throw left, throw right? What's your height, weight, your age? Where were you born? What are your specialties and attributes? Are you a good contact hitter? Are you a power hitter? Are you disciplined at the plate? Do you see the ball well? Or are you a speed demon, a guy that can just run the bases like a Billy Hamilton? Or are you a guy that can hit the ball really well but doesn't have very good fielding attributes? Or are you a defensive dominant player who basically makes a living off of making great defensive plays, but at the plate you do struggle sometimes but are decent? It's just that it's so endless. You guys control this. I want you guys to be in control here. So I'm going to pick 10 prospects in order to start this franchise. So 10 of you guys will make the 90-man organization, and I want to see what you guys can come up with. Be creative, and remember, use the roster to dictate who you're gonna be, because let's just take a look at what this roster looks like. So starting at pitching, Wei Yi Chen, I mean, this guy is actually going to start at the single A level because he is hurt in real life. He had Tommy John surgery, so he's not going to play. I'm going to make it realistic. Remember, these are realistic rebuilds. I'm going to make some trades. I'm not going to make a lot of trades, but one thing I do is, speaking of trades, one thing I do want to do, since I'm not doing the Brewers, I do kind of, my heart is with the Brewers. You already know I'm a Brewers fan. But I'm going to trade for a couple guys on the Brewers. I'm going to put up this poll. It's probably on the screen right now. If it's not, check down below. Who should I trade for on the Brewers? Because I'm not going to trade for one of their main guys, but should I trade for a guy like Keon Broxton, Brett Phillips, even Domingo Santana? Do I trade for Domingo Santana? Or do I trade for Eric Dames? Because Eric Dames is actually a guy that might be hidden in that lineup, because remember, Ryan Braun is going to be at first base, so you never know. So who do I trade for? You vote for maybe one or two of these guys, and I'm going to try to trade for them. I'm going to try to get some Brewers on this Miami Marlins team. But looking at who the Marlins have, I mean, look at this starting rotation. So Urena is the only guy that's really going to be a guy that's solidified on this roster as far as this starting rotation goes, because I mean, in real life, he's 26, B potential 76 overall. He still has a lot of potential left, but he's the opening day starter in real life. Behind him is Dan Straley, who's actually hurt as well in real life. So I'm going to make him the number 2 to start the season. I think I'm going to go with Urena to start opening day. But if you look behind him, we have Garcia here, who's in AAA, but look at his stats. He's not that good. Alcantara, I mean, he's not that good. He's 22 though, so I think I might start him out in the minor leagues. Possibly, we'll see. He did play for St. Louis last year, only 8 innings pitched. But then behind him, I mean, there's no big prospects. I mean, to be honest, Hernandez is here. He's 22. He's 69 overall. He's a B potential guy. He's pretty decent. But everybody else, I mean, there's not really too many guys that I can really depend on with starting pitching. So if you guys got a guy I should go after across other teams, there's plenty of other prospects out there, let me know, because I need to see who I can go after and who can make this organization better. Looking at relief pitching in the bullpen, not much here. I mean, Barclay is going to be our best guy, and he's one of the best relievers in baseball. But look at this, man. I mean, this guy, is a deep potential. I mean, how does that even happen? He's deep potential, but he's 99 strikeouts per 9, 93 hits per 9, low stamina because he's a relief pitcher. But man, I mean, besides him, I mean, Whitgren is decent. I mean, he's pretty decent. He's 26 years old. Tazawa, I mean, he's not that good. If we keep going down the line, I mean, these guys just aren't really overpowering. Nobody that's really great. But I mean, just guys that are just guys. So Ziegler's going to be our closing pitcher here at the MLB level. No real prospects at closer either. So maybe a closer might be a guy you want to go after. So looking at catcher JT Realmuto, remember, this guy's been coming up in trade offers all around, trade rumors all around the MLB in real life. So it might be smart to make a catching prospect because not many guys are behind him. Look at this. Tomas Tellis, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure. Look at his hitting zone. It's all blue. So I don't know if I could depend on him as far as hitting the ball. But behind him, we don't have any young prospects really at catcher. And Realmuto might be a guy we move. So Bohr might be a guy that we do keep on the roster. He has really good power versus righties, 83, and his hitting zones are pretty good. Garrett Cooper is actually a guy that the Marlins signed over the offseason, so he's definitely going to be on the roster. So first baseman may not be as smart. I mean, it's possible that you'll make the squad, but you never know. So going over to second baseman, Starlin Castro is definitely going to be there. Asan Diaz came over from the Brewers. And what's funny about that is the top prospects on the Miami Marlins are two guys from the Brewers. And that's going to be the center fielder, Monty Harrison, that came over in that trade with Christian Yelich. And also Lewis Brinson, who came over in that trade. And Lewis Brinson is definitely going to be our right fielder going forward. I don't know if I like him in right field, though, to be honest. He was a center fielder in the minor league system. I might want to move him to center field, but we'll see. I don't know how that's going to look. But going over second baseman, I don't know if that's a position you guys want to create. But third baseman, we do have a lot of potential here. Brian Anderson at third base, 74 overall, B potential. James Nelson as well as in AA. I don't know if this guy actually exists in real life. I haven't heard of him. I don't think he actually exists. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Going over to shortstop, this is a position you guys might want to put your guys in for because I have no idea how this is going to go. JT Riddle, he's actually pretty decent. He batted 250 last season, 228 at bats. But he's 67 overall. I mean, he's 26 years old. He's kind of older as far as, progressing, especially as a middle infielder. You kind of want guys that are already at about 70-something at age 26. So I don't know how much he's going to grow in this organization. Then Rojas is our starter right now. He has good vision, but his fielding isn't all there. So, I mean, it might be smart to create a shortstop. Going over to left field, Dietrich is there, but this is the guy that I'm really excited about. Sierra coming over from the Cardinals. He hit 317 and 60 at bats last season, and he's 70 overall, B potential, 21 years old. So he's definitely going to start in the minors. I definitely want to get him developed because I don't think he's ready for the big show yet, but he's got 86 speed, which I'm really excited about. Monty Harrison is the top prospect at the center field position. Cameron Maybin is the starter right now in center field for the Marlins. I mean, this team just does not look good. I gotta be honest with you guys. It just does not look good. So you guys need to get your recruits in, or your prospects in. I'm getting the games mixed up, NCAA football and MLB The Show, but you got to get your guys in. Make sure you get in the game because this is your opportunity. Also, with these storylines, you never know. There might be a storyline where, in one of these independent leagues, one of these guys is tearing it up, and we send a scout to go see him, and we end up signing him. So it might be something like that where we get a free agent that is one of you guys. It might be one of you guys. So you might not be in one of these 10 prospects that I picked. You might be a guy later in the storylines that comes up and you all of a sudden make the team. Maybe not the MLB team, but maybe the single A team, the AA team. You never know. So make sure you get that in because, I mean, look at this roster. I mean, it's not very good. There's a lot of holes. We probably have one of the worst organizations as far as farm systems go. We don't have a lot of talent to develop. So you definitely want to get your information in. And that's going to be it for this video, man. I want to get your guys' opinions. Who are guys that I should go after? I'll go through each team here just running through it, let's just start this franchise up. So I'm gonna leave this on the default. GM contracts, they're gonna be on as well. I'm gonna allow the computer to trade. All this is gonna be manual. I'm gonna handle all this manually. Let's just look at the roster. Let's just go around the league here. So look at all the top guys. So I mean, if you see a guy that you think is on the trading block in real life, and a guy that maybe the Marlins should go after, because remember, we have Real Muto. He's one of our best guys on our roster, but he's also a guy that one of these playoff teams could possibly want to go after, and it might be beneficial for us to go after another young guy that we can build around, like Lewis Brinson, like they did with Lewis Brinson and Monty Harrison. And I mean, we just need to get better. I mean, I don't know if that means getting younger or trading away all of our high overall players. I mean, Derek Jeter already has done that up to this point, pretty much traded away everybody up to this point. So I mean, you guys let me know, who should I go after? It has to be realistic. Remember, I'm going to make this a realistic rebuild. I don't want to do anything cheesy. I'm not going to cheat the computer. I'm not going to do any of that type of stuff. So like, if there's a guy like, say for example, Jose Abreu, who's old. I mean, he's older. He's kind of a late bloomer. He's been in the majors for 4 years now, but he's definitely an asset to a team that may need some power. Maybe this is a guy I might go after, like something like this. You know, the White Sox are in that rebuilding stage as well, so they might be willing to offload Abreu to a team like anybody. I mean, probably to a contender, but you never know. He could go to us or anybody. I mean, I want you guys to just keep an open mind with this franchise, because you guys dictate it. I'm going to let you guys run it. I'm just not going to do everything and just allow you guys to just look to see what I'm doing. You guys are going to dictate a lot in this, and I want to keep you guys involved. So make sure you guys stay tuned for this series. Make sure to hit subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button, because this series is about to be fun from start to finish. So you don't want to miss any of this franchise. So I'm excited, man. Get those prospects in. On the next episode, I should have all of you guys in there, whoever made the cut on the squad. You guys will remember, you're not gonna be high potential, you're not gonna be an A potential, probably not even B potential guys. You guys are probably gonna be like C potential guys. And remember, the progression allows you in this game, depending on how good you're doing at that level, you might progress from a C potential to a B potential, or a D to a C, or a B to an A. You have that ability to progress. Remember that, because your performance, I mean, it pretty much, I mean, your potential pretty much hinders off of your performance. You might decline, you might progress. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. This is gonna be fun, man. I can't wait to get you guys going in this. Remember, who should I trade for on the Brewers? Because remember, I want to get the Brewers involved in this a little bit. Even though I'm a Brewers fan, I don't want to be too biased. There's not many moves I would make it on the Brewers right now, except for getting some starting pitching. So this is why I went this route. So I expect this to be a fun rebuild. I want you guys to be involved from start to finish. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.